Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. December the 19th, so almost Christmas. Got my Christmas jumper on, and we've got Joe sit with us tonight. Say hello, Joe.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Joe. Guys, tonight coming on the show, we've got a wonderful segment, an interview with Holzhammer Sagas. Great guy, Alexander. I'm sure you really enjoy that as well. We've got Finds Under the Microscope. Can't wait to show you a few things there, courtesy of a donation from Bobby Baker for the night. So thank you so much. We'll run through your stuff later on. We've got a wonderful segment on Vikings as well. Some wonderful finds that have come out from Norway, and I really can't wait to show you what Roy Sarang and his good friend Rune have been coming up with. But yeah, from us, welcome. So close to Christmas. Christmas jumper for me. Christmas t-shirt for you, Joe.
Yeah.
I was supposed to introduce you, Joe, after a different segment, but it just happened this way around.
It surprised me too. It's fine.
Yeah, well, it surprised me. To people that's watching, it's easy when you're doing it on your own because you've only got yourself to worry about. But when there's somebody else as well, and you've told them exactly what's going to happen, it goes the other way around. Anyway, while we're here as well, we're going to say hello to a few people that have stopped by. We've got Angela Hall. What a lovely person. Really enjoyed chatting to you the other day, Angela. Tony Robinson as well. These guys represent ID My Find. We'll do our best to do our segment on them tonight. Really looking forward to that. If we can do it, don't worry if we can't. We'll just follow the show with that later on. Lee Crumplin as well is here. We've got Diaz Pedro, Teresa K. More about you, my lady, in a moment. Nilofix Wiz, Richard Bond, Steve Shepard, JJ O'Connor, Rab Barber. You feature in a little sec actually, and I can see, by the way, guys, while we're here, a few of you have already noticed that if you type exclamation mark and then join in lowercase, no spaces between, exclamation mark and join, you'll be added to a raffle. And 2 times tonight, we're gonna, well, hopefully twice, unless I forget about it. We'll be giving away some fantastic merch from the National Council for Metal Detecting, who support our hobby so much. Also, as you guys will remember, the Dig Show has been brought out. It's the media wing, if you like, of the Deus 2 group. And so it's a big shouts to those guys as well tonight as well, or us, should I say, the Deus 2 group. But everyone is welcome, and that's what this is all being about. It's about everyone coming together and having a good time as well. You having a good time, Joe?
I am, yeah, great.
Nothing's gone wrong yet, has it? Right, guys, we're going to go into our first segment then. So this is going to be a slideshow. So to explain, we've just had a look through the social media, and what we found we think is really interesting, and we wanted to show you as well. I'm not going to put any audio tracks. It's going to be quiet intentionally, except me and Joe might have a word to say about a few things. Anyway, let's go. So we've got our first one here. This is from Nigel Lawrence, a beautiful silver denari.
And from Mark Benwell, we've got this lovely enamelled fibula with a really nice patina on that one.
Oh, Roy Sarang as well, our intact Viking Age brooch, all the way from Norway.
John Riemann with a Barber silver $half.
And we've got Lennart there with a Roman brooch, ram or something else. You guys decide.
Joseph Paul with a lovely haul of quality American silver.
I'll be looking forward to this Raffle pick. That looks like a medieval pommel for a large sword. Look at that.
Bartek with a gold sovereign showing George versus the dragon. That's lovely.
I like this one as well. Jaromir has been out on a good Roman site as well, I can see.
Aggie Hall, Brave the Cold for a decent quarter.
And Zara detects a wonderful ring, medieval. What God ordained is now obtained, I think.
Hiadlovsky, sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly, with an intricate Bronze Age arrowhead.
That'll do for me. And we've got Roy Serang with ground penetration radar. 2 in a row is a bit greedy.
Oh, Peter Catchpole. Yeah, my favourite, hammered gold.
Jingle bells.
Yes.
And Dave Dunn, well, he's been out for a good day's detecting, I can say. That's my year, that.
Johnny Kirkton with a bronze unit. That's around 15 BC.
And Chris with a wonderful, nice ring there, buttery gold.
David Edwards, a great bull photo.
He's had a good session there, isn't he?
It looks like it, yeah.
John Ord, look at the flan on that nice medieval groat, lovely condition.
And Tim Chipkin, the Dig Show silversmith, is obviously featured here. Here's his tree.
Well, I really enjoyed that. What a wonderful, wonderful array of objects there. Great stuff, guys. Well done. Let's do an applause for that one. Okay, trust everyone can still hear okay. We have a Nobby McNob of all people who says he's got no sound. He's got a few things missing there, maybe. Rob Carr is here as well. Ian Robertson says, evening all. Jim Bynum.
Hello.
Hi guys from New York. We've got Karen Kasupski and plenty more in the house as well. And a Steve Shepherd as well. I recognise the surname.
Yeah, great.
Is it one of yours, is it?
Shepherd.
Well, I wanted to show, actually, you guys, something that has been sent in to us by Paul Green. And this is a wonderful thing here. It's a Pilgrim's Ampulla. This is actually a pretty good condition one as well. It's made in lead. It don't always have to be lead. It could be bronze, but most of the time they're lead. And for those who didn't know, we did a featurette on it actually a couple of months ago, didn't we, Dig Show? And we were talking about the various things that could be inside it and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it was something that people would contain some sort of precious liquid most of the time, and then carry that either around the neck or on, say, a satchel or whatnot. And occasionally, as you can see for this piece here, it's pretty obvious it's broken off. This one's interesting, though, and thanks again so much, Paul, for sending it in, because this one can actually be traced to a particular location. It's from a place called Walsingham Abbey. So just looking across to make sure I haven't hidden Joe with my ampulla. All right, yeah, anyway. That's a really, really wonderful piece. But here it is today. I can see Tom Cox, Rob Carr, and John Hemmings getting in on the exclamation mark join. Guys, remember you can do that. No problem at all. I'm going to draw from that list at some point fairly soon. But there's 22 entries in so far. Remember, it's exclamation mark join, lowercase j, no spaces. Again, this is a nice piece. Really enjoyed that. And, you know, it wouldn't really be a complete session if we didn't have Jim. So we have Jim. Let's get some sound on for Jim.
Go! Go! Hey!
And look at that. I paused it at just the right spot, didn't I? It's a really, really nice gold stater. Joe, you found one of them before?
I found quarter staters, but never a full gold stater. No.
No.
But
no.
I've had a couple of quarter gold staters. Yeah, lovely, lovely coins.
It's really interesting because with some of these, I actually saw this in the National Council for Metal Detecting recent finds competition. They do one of these monthly, by the way, guys. So if you find anything that you think is half decent, I would recommend popping onto their website or the app, and you can submit it for their finds competition. But plugging aside, you can actually get some of those horses on these early gold coins in such high definition that you can actually see the horse tack, and you can pick out the different things. And Joe, I'm sure you agree with me here. You could learn a lot about history from simple things like, say, a coin.
Definitely, it's amazing. It's an amazing hobby, and it's amazing what you can learn through your finds as well. Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. And look at this as well. I know it's somewhat hidden, but we've got this is again from Paul Green. This is look at the array of stuff he's got here as well. Some lovely halves, some quarters as well, and these are hammered silver coins, guys. Yeah, really beautiful connection and well presented as well.
very.
Roy's in, by the way. He's a Viking chief. We're going to come to him in just a moment. Let's put our man Jim. He's a bit shy, is Jim. Let's put him over there, and we'll get him out next season. Always like a plug me. Relics, a guide to identification for our US friends, exploring the material culture of North America. Really, really great book, that one, and I thoroughly recommend it. It's not so much not so much military stuff in there. It's your everyday objects, but ones where you look at it and you might go, "Oh, I wonder what that is," that kind of thing. And rather than it sit in a drawer, you can have a look. It's good, good tableside book, that one. Right. I think we're about ready for our first segment. What say you, Joe?
Definitely, bring it on.
Let's go have a look at some Viking things. Roy Serang and Rune came over to the UK. They snapped this picture, not me. But I was lucky to meet them at Detectival. So nice couple of guys there. They detect all over Europe. And yeah, this is about them back at home in Norway. Thank you very much again for joining us. Really appreciate it. Now, I'm really keen to know, as is everyone here, tell us a little bit about this amazing Viking discovery. Tell us about how is it that you discovered this amazing Viking site? What is it? And what was your favorite piece?
Yeah, actually, it was. I have been detecting on that land for quite for many years. So, but there's a there's a very small field as well, and we have found a lot of stuff there, like 200 silver coins from the Viking Age to the medieval age and to the modern era, and we found as well. A lot of brooches and mounts from the Viking Age.
Wow.
So when I first found this grave, I found a oval brooch from the Viking Age period, and when I took it up, I detected all the hole again, and I used my pinpointer down the hole, and there was another brooch in the.
Roy, I'm dead interested in how deep down was the pinpointer when you realized that there was something else in there?
Yeah, it was like only 25 centimeters. So I heard it on the detector as well, but I was just like, oh, where is it? So then I understand there was a grave because I brushed softly off the topsoil of the brooch.
Yeah.
And then I saw it, and I took a picture, and then I closed the hole again, and I called the archaeologist.
So when you got the archaeologists in to understand more about this, they were there to understand the context of that burial. What did they do when they arrived? How did they screen the soil? And what were the number one things that you think that they managed to achieve? Perhaps things that were not metal. What did they do?
They saw the spot where I found the brooch, and they saw there was something there, and then they saw there was a similar things around in a field. So then they understood there has to be a big burial site. So, but before they came to do that exam, I found a sword.
Oh wow, you found a
Yeah,
sword? Okay,
yeah, only 10 meters beside of the brooch. And
amazing.
there was the sword with the bones, and then I closed, and I took pictures then as well and closed the hole. And
Hmm.
that grave has been digged out for 2 months ago.
Okay.
And then
Is
they
same time
found out,
period, same age, or different?
no, that is from the Merovingian period.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
the period before the Viking Age. So
Geez, yeah. So that's like 600, 600 AD. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Around
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Six,
Amazing.
seven, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. And do you have a photograph of the sword as well, or not yet?
Yeah, I have, and I can show you.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, thank
So
you. We're showing that on screen right now.
yeah,
Okay, so the archaeologists came in and they discovered that it was a much wider site. And what did they use? Like a ground penetrating radar system? Is that what
yeah,
they
yeah.
did? Okay,
The,
great. And we've got a photograph actually of them working on site in the
mm,
trenches as well, which is really
yeah.
interesting. Two archaeologists working carefully in there. Um,
Mm.
a truly amazing discovery. It's just mind blowing how much detail is in that brooch. Let's show the brooch once again. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
really, really nice piece. I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for spending the time to talk to us about that. And we're going to go back to Rune now, and we're going to talk a little bit about his Alfredian coin, another amazing piece. Wow, that was amazing. I really enjoyed that as well. Hope you guys did too. Roy Sarang with a very interesting piece there, and as I said at the end of that video, we can take a little bit of a look at Rune's artifacts as well. So they're a bit of a two-man band, if you like. So let's just get some photos up here for you. Joe, you can see the screen all right, I take it?
I can, yeah.
Wonderful, that's good. It's nothing worse than sat here assuming. By the way, little funny thing here is the interview with Roy was going to be in 2 parts, and we couldn't get the second part together with Rune. And so Roy sent me a photo every other day of his moustache to remind me that he wanted to shave it off, but for continuity purposes, he had to keep it on. After like day 3 or 4, I said, "Yeah, it's okay. We'll get past that."
Oh,
Bless him. Yeah, but again, a very, very interesting. Sorry, before we get onto runes things, very, very interesting. I won't show you many things about skeletons or anything like that, but
yeah.
just one piece here. We do have that wonderful sword there. Imagine finding that, hey Joe.
Oh, the stuff of dreams.
Yeah, I'll say as well. But did the right thing, did Roy. He discovered something, thought it was a little bit too unusual, and then he decided to cover it back over again and let the archaeologists know. So good shout on that one, I think. Well done.
Yeah, brilliant.
And Rune, over in Detectival, did you go to Detectival, Joe?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I haven't been to any of the big rallies over the past year or so, but no, I missed it, unfortunately.
Oh, it's nothing at these rallies at all. There's always someone else who finds us good stuff, isn't it?
Where I go, yeah.
Yeah. Or people get too drunk on day 1, and day 2 they're kind of recovering.
I know. Oh, rather them than me. No, my days of that are over.
Yeah, I don't know. Right. Anyway, Alfred the Great Penny, a wonderful piece here. This is by from Rune, and this was found on actually on the surface of one of the detectival fields, very close to the tents as well. Typically, you know how it goes, guys. If you find something. What am I talking about? If your tent or caravan or whatnot is at the camping field, if you think it's a good place, the chances are someone else did too. But this is the London monogram Alfred the Great penny. Hugely expensive, both scarce and rare. Not many of these found at all. In not excellent condition, but it's got definitely a very usable flan here and a nice historical piece as well. So this one here we do know has been reported to the Portable Antiquities Scheme, who come up with this book, by the way, guys, if you didn't know already, Finds Identified series. And yeah, this has been recorded or in the process of being recorded. So great coin. Cool. So that's Roy and Rune. Oh, actually, we can show another couple of bits. That brooch, by the way, guys, look at this. It's wonderfully intricate, isn't it?
Wow.
It's probably silvered as well. Do you think, Joe?
Well, it certainly looks on my screen here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's a wonderful piece. I really like that as well. I mean, with stuff like this, I mean, it's I wouldn't say it's easy to ID at all, but it's certainly something that's made easier because of how perfect it is, I would say. But sometimes we find things that, you know, they're not quite so identifiable straight away. And that's where we have the likes of ID My Find, which is a fantastic social media group here. I did prepare a video for them. That might come a little bit later on. But they are, I would like to say straight off the bat here that ID My Find a very interesting way of doing things, because they stop advertising, well, they stop taking new finds to talk about or whatnot in the early evening here in Britain. And I think it's a really interesting way of doing things, Joe. You know, it's like they have the whole day to ID things, and then there is a point where they go, nope, that's it, you know, and then we can celebrate all the stuff that's happened in the hours leading up to that, but nothing else happens until the next morning. Good shout, isn't it?
That's true. That is a good idea, and it's a great group as well. I do browse the group, and they have some great things in there. Yeah,
and they do. They certainly do. So there's a really fantastic team there. I know Tony Robertson's in the chat as well. So yeah, good stuff here. We've got Andrew Powley, who's done his exclamation mark and join. You know what? Let's just do that now. We've got 25 entries in the draw. I'm quite keen to get on with another segment. So let's just close this down for a sec. Hopefully this works, guys. You know what it's like. Here we go. Okay, so the idea goes like this. I pick a name. Let's pick two names, whatever, you know. There's one for me and one for you, Joe. Yeah, you can just you can. Honestly, it doesn't make much difference when you say go, but you know, trust me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick someone out now from the list, and it's been a while since I've done this. You do. Bear with everyone.
I should have put my name in.
Yeah, I think there's. You could have. Yes, that's true. You could have. Right, I'm going to stop taking entries for the second, and I'll just check and see if that has actually stopped that. Yes, and now I'm going to pick a winner. Jim Farrell, way! Oh, I love that. Well done, Jim. He's ever so shy, as Jim. Okay, and let's see what Jim has won then. So go to this. What hasn't Jim won? This is for me. The NCMD patch. Wonderful. Well done. Lovely NCMD patch for you there, Jim. And let's pick another one. I'll do the picking, Joe. I can do that bit. I've had practice now.
Yeah.
Select another winner. Boom. Grant Hebblewhite. Okay, very good. Right, we'll just remove the NCMD patch. Is that the right thing to do? Yes. I don't know what to do, Joe. Do you want to just like go do it now?
1, 2, 3, go.
Boom. There we are, an NCMD scale card. So what did we miss out on there? We've got a dig sticker. A Deus 2 red cap is in the mix as well.
Ooh.
So Grant, you got yourself one of their scale cards. Very useful. I used to have a green screen actually, and it used to show me as like this little bit is invisible. Anyway, that's not important, is it? Remove. Well done. Congratulations, guys. Hey. And while we're here as well, we may as well just talk about another little brief thing, which is our, competition. Now, this is one on the Deus 2 group. Great competition. If I just go over to there, nice giveaway that we had going at the beginning of the month, and that was for all the finds that have come up through November. So it was to win a Dig t-shirt and a Deus 2 cap. So just one of those we're giving out today, just one of those. And we've got a list of names as well just here. So can't wait to draw that, but we'll do it a little bit later on. I think we've been talking away for long enough now. I think it's time to get on to our next segment. Our next guest, I'd like to say, is a very interesting and extremely knowledgeable chap. I had the pleasure of speaking to Alexander a few times over the course of the last few weeks. And I have to say that he's an exemplary example of how to research things carefully, not get your hopes up too much, enjoy the hobby for what it is. That's a key thing I'd like to get across. Enjoy the hobby just as it is. And most importantly, get good land where you can. So, right. So our interview, this is with Holzhammer. This interview, guys, is going to be around about 14 to 15 minutes long. So it's going to be a little bit of a one, but please do bear with because it's an absolutely amazing piece. We've both been looking forward to this.
Definitely.
Well, I wanted to welcome to the Dig Show Alexander von Westenholz. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been really looking forward to this for quite a long time. I've got a few questions today about your myriad of videos of various topics about metal detecting, being outdoors, but mostly about how we take those objects and, we then try and document those or tell the people what's happened or what you think might have happened. So, when you dig up an object, there's often a whole story behind it. And I believe you might have brought one with you today. Can you walk us through your process for researching the history of a find and figuring out its place in the past? What gets you going?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do. I think metal detecting is a very interesting hobby in a way, and I'm certainly not the first or the last whose knowledge of history has just gone through the roof as a result of metal detecting.
It's not just about what did the Romans do for us? It's about what does assimilation mean? What does Rome mean? Is Rome a series of provinces that suddenly decided to team up, or was it one province that managed to overtake the others? How does
that's a tricky question.
No, isn't it? No, it's not so much a question, but it's just like it's a piece that inspires storytelling, and we can take the same motives and talk about it with the likes of Wessex and things like that.
Well, this is it. I mean, it takes one object that you know nothing about. For example, a Saxon coin. You know nothing about it at all. You've got an idea it might be Saxon, so you can look in books. I mean, I don't have it on me. For anything post-Roman and Celtic, Spink, Book of English Coins is your starting point. You need to have a vague idea, but once you've got your vague idea and and help with from the internet, and let's say you now know it's Ethelred II, and for most of us, I think there's very few metal detectorists who aren't now thinking, who's Ethelred II? I wasn't taught him at school. I don't know anything about him. And before you know it, you've gone down. You're down a rabbit hole. You're learning about Ethelred II. You're learning about his father, who came after him. The fact that he was one of the sort of last Saxon kings before there was a little bit of a Danish sort of segment, and then you go back to sort of Harold briefly, well, Edward Confessor, then Harold, and then you're into sort of the later medieval period. But and that's not just with one coin. That's everything you find. You might find a little medieval brooch or a segment of, and before you know it, you're looking at what period of the medieval time that was, and you're learning about jewelry before, after, as much as you want. You can just go on forever and ever.
Yeah. Show us the stator coin, the Celtic unit that you mentioned earlier on.
Chris has an idea.
Sorry, guys. just before that, he said...
I mean, I'm very fortunate. I found a few of these, but this was literally found yesterday. It's wooden wings, even though it doesn't look very like a wooden wings, because the detail on the reverse. I mean, I challenge you to find a wooden wings with that detail. It is extraordinary. Now that they reckon is 20 to 50 BC, or 50 to 20 BC. So you're looking at probably 100 years before Rome. The Romans definitely came over, on a little sort of holiday, little day trip with Caesar. And then you have to wait another 100 years before they came over properly. But there's no doubt, and everyone agrees, that there's obviously been plenty of trade between England and the continent. And there were plenty of Roman coins and gold and silver coins in Belgium, or what's now Belgium and France. They would have been making their way over to England. So there's things that they could have copied, things that give them ideas. I'm sure Republican Roman denarii were coming over, and things that we find now in fields which are 100 BC, maybe 200 BC, where they might have been kept by Romans coming over later because the silver content was so high. But equally, they might have been traded. There might have been a French sailor come over and bought some bread or something. Who knows?
Question on that. So when you're going out metal detecting, are you looking for field boundaries and patterns that, just put it in the context of that Celtic unit? Is this something where you looked at a field shape and you're like, that looks a little bit like a Brythonic field system?
Chris, very, very rarely. I don't like to look at a field like that. I like to have a completely blank canvas. If you're suddenly finding hot areas or interesting things that are turning up nicer things, then that's when you go back and you start looking at your LiDAR, looking at your field maps and stuff. I think if you the better something is on paper, the fewer things you'll find, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And the best Roman campsite in the area here, nothing shows up on LiDAR at all.
Of all the discoveries you've made, which ones do you think, in terms of era, say your Celtic, your early medieval, later medieval, even post-medieval, which ones do you think tell your audience on your channel, which we will be linking to, of course, guys, after the interview, which of your finds gives you a best opinion of how people lived in the past, just by what you're looking at as part of a coin? You hold it up and you go, what does that tell me about the past? Which era does it best?
I suspect the era that does it best, maybe not necessarily what excites me the most, but it is the Roman era, because if you start understanding what their legends mean, I mean, it was a great big, from Augustus onwards. In fact, I think he was the first to really push it out. A massive propaganda machine. It was the way of getting your message as emperor. No televisions and no internet, that goes without saying. But if you were a peasant in England holding up a coin which said, the wonderful Augustus, conqueror of the Dalmatians or whatever it might be, and he's so generous to his people with I don't know, the god Pax on the back or something, then that coin is going to the far reaches, going from up to Scotland. Well, it wouldn't have done quite in Augustus's time, but let's say 2nd century, 3rd century AD. You're covering an awful lot of land with your coins. And if you do have a coin saying, I am wonderful and I conquered the Germans and I was consul for the 3rd time, and here is me, whatever it is. I mean, it's incredible. So that, I think, for that actual passing on, or a message that you want to convey, I think the Roman period.
Absolutely. Metal detecting can contribute to wider understanding of history. You've told us about that earlier on. How do you see your channel help society appreciate this heritage? I mean, you obviously put quite a lot of effort into showing people where things come from. How do you do it best?
Do quite a lot of effort, actually. If I find anything interesting, I tend to bring you back to this desk, and we'll discuss it, and I'll show you the research, and I'll show you why I think it's a Saxon brooch, and then I'll get the Hattat book out, and I'll show you similar Hattat brooches. Annoyingly, it's a bit like being an antique dealer. Quite often you buy a piece of furniture or something you think's wonderful, and you've still got it 20 years later because no one else does. Sometimes I get really excited about things, and I take you back here, and I'll show you my Saxon clothes hook. That,
see, tell me. Yeah, I was
really
going to say.
I mean, that's just amazing. But I look on my YouTube analytics, and there'll be a sort of drop off while I'm waxing lyrical about the fact that the Saxons used these, and then the Tudors used these, and there wasn't much in between. It's about 200 or 300 years, perhaps even 400 years, when no one used dress hooks. So you've got that one, which is Saxon, and actually, I had it here a second ago. I've got look, a Tudor one. And they were fashionable in the Tudor times, and they were fashionable with the Saxons, but no one in between. But then I look on my YouTube analytics, and everyone's going.
Yeah.
They really want to get you back with your machine, finding nice things, not finding rubbish. They want you to find nice things.
Yeah. Well,
but,
you know what?
Enough people like this section for me to keep going, and I love doing them. So I'll bring anything I find. I bring you back here, and we'll discuss it. I found this about 4 years ago. I wasn't sure what it was. And then about 50 meters away from it, in pasture, I found that. And that's a really cool sort of what they call sort of raven bird buckles, M-shaped buckles with the buckle.
So you've got the other bit. Okay.
Isn't that extraordinary? I can't bear it when people say, someone found a fragment of something really quite rare, and they go, well, get back in the field and find the rest of it. I mean, the chances are you're not. You're very rarely. But in this case, literally 3 years later, I found the other bit. And as soon as I found that, I knew exactly what that bit was.
Yeah.
As soon as I found that, I thought, I've got the other bit to that. And I stopped metal detecting. I came home. I was about an hour away. And I dug this bit out. And I put it, was like doing a jigsaw.
Amazing.
So something like that, I get very excited about. I mean, quite often you find something in the field that is caked with mud, but really rather good. That's a medieval box buckle. For excitement value, once you've convinced yourself it's not a Lucozade bottle top, that glint of gold, I mean, that you can't not get excited about that. That, I suspect, is what you dream of every time you go out. You just want that tiny bit of gold, and it's not a bottle top, and it's not a piece of horrible aluminium. And as soon as you, like that happened with the coin yesterday, when it is gold, it's that's the height. And I don't believe when people go, oh, it's not important to me, I just love finding history. No, it's fun finding really lovely things too. But I put a lot of time in, and I spent a lot of time finding good places. And I really do feel for those who don't have permissions. I keep saying, just keep trying. One will lead to another. You'll be okay. Just keep trying, because once you get one or two, you'll strike. You might take a bit of time, but you will find those spots. And those spots, you've got to work really hard, and you will find stuff. It's not all luck.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a really good point. And you mentioned about other people who might not have found the fields that they would want or whatnot, or haven't got any permissions at all. Let's put it simple. We don't want to string people along or anything, but there's no harm at all, and it's actually quite useful to, when you're asking a landowner for permission to something, say, look, I believe there's a chance that such and such might be here. I'd like to give it a go, and I'd also like to invite you to hear from me what I've found, and so on. Give them.
Chris, I often say I've got 2 spare detectors. Won't take me too long with a Deus to get you sort of up and running. 3/4 of an hour. I can get you sort of where you sort of need to be to start. And if anyone else wants to join me, they can. So I think that can actually really work. So do you have children?
Absolutely.
Do you have anyone who's old enough to do it? I'll teach them how to detect. They can come out with me.
And
people
go.
People really like that.
Absolutely, yeah. History is a currency. I mean, they say jokingly that there's no money in archaeology. Fair enough, but for the amateurs on the ground who are engaging with the community, and you never know that you might be planting a seed in someone's head. They'll go and tell someone else in their family, and could lead to more permissions. But secondly, they might go, well, hang on a second, what was that Bronze Age spear you have in that tractor cab? Let's go send that down to the local museum. You are having a knock-on beautiful effect. Yeah, good shout there, Alexander. I like that. Yeah, I think it's a good shout. I think Lincoln's a good way, because we go back through history, and Lincoln and York being as important as they are, I think you could take the Roman model and just overlay it over the top of the OS 1980 map and go, yeah, it's about the same. Look at the road systems. Look at the road systems around Winchester. Look at the road systems around, I don't know, even the eastern marshes of East Anglia, where Sutton Hoo is. You know, there's not many roads you could put at Sutton Hoo.
I do honestly I think that one of the best places in the world to detect is probably the UK.
Yes,
and the best part of the UK is probably the east side, because you've got the Saxon and the Viking influence. And I think that in Europe, in fact, probably the best place in the world to detect is probably the UK.
Yes, and yeah, for fines, yeah. And I think if you go for different eras, I would suspect that just a little bit west of London, towards the Winchester area, would be the best place for your earlier Plantagenet finds and things like that. Yeah, Brythonic, Celtic stuff. I mean, different. This is the wonderful thing about, guys, this isn't a thing about how wonderful Britain is, you know, but Wales, South Wales, is very, very different to North Wales, and the bit between Wales and England, the marches that is, you'll find that there is an awful lot of finds to be found there, and it's just because of which leaders were around at the time and what was their goals. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. I really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone else watching does. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Metal detecting is amazing fun, not just because you find it, but because you can say to someone, "What have you found today?" and they'll get the box out. And as a good friend of mine once said, "Oh, the box means business." Just lastly, show us two more cool finds from where you are.
These you've got to be a bit careful of. I'm doing a video on these, because they're just lead discs, but they're more than that. They're Saxon brooches. They're lead Saxon brooches. So both of these were folded over, and you could be forgiven for just putting them in your lead scrap, but don't, because they're not that common, these.
No, wonderful.
And they've both got hinges and where plates would have been on the back. That gives them away.
Wow.
And I presume they would have been enamel. Don't you think they would have been painted? I mean, they wouldn't have been that colour, would they? Would they have been gilded even?
It would be a cheaper way of creating it, because we all know that Saxon, bronze and so on, and copper, it's finished to a variety of standards, just like the Romans did. So yeah, if they could put something in lead and then dip it in some whatever they wanted to, why not? Can't see. And also, all of that would have come off because of the lead oxidization and so on. So good shout on that one, Alexander. I'm going to wrap it there, but it was very, very useful talking with you. I loved it. Any final thoughts before I plug you?
No, I think that was I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
No problem at all. Wow. How are we doing?
Yeah, Christmas has arrived.
Yeah, Christmas has arrived, although I've got it stuck under my thing. Hang on. Oh, this is very awkward, isn't it? It's not really designed for this kind of thing, is it?
That's fine.
Well, the reason I've got it out is actually because I found this, and I thought we'd do a little giveaway. Just a sec, Joe, because I know you were itching to tell me about something, so I do apologise. Just a sec.
Okay.
I just got to reset the draw. Right, guys, if you want to win this exclamation mark, join. Same again. Okay, everyone, you got that? All right, Joe. Sorry, I interrupted you. You were itching to tell me about something. It was a wonderful interview, though, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. Well done for the hearts in chat, guys. I think, Joe, I think we've all found bits of things before and wondered. I wonder if there's more to it than that. And you think it's got to be some way. I think you found something like that before. Tell us.
I did a really gorgeous find. It must be about 2 years ago now. I found this, the best part or the most part of a gorgeous zoomorphic Saxon brooch.
Yeah, that's amazing.
With the animal head there on the end, and it just had the end part missing. And then it was getting on for a year later. I was on the same field, but in a completely different area. And I dug this piece. I didn't know what it was. I didn't realise what I had. I just knew it was old. So I kept it. And then one night it just clicked. I was literally sitting here. I don't know what made it click. Something did. And I thought, I think that bit goes on the end of there. And I now have a complete Saxon brooch there.
Look at that. Sure enough. Very nice indeed.
It fits together. I can't show it very well here, but it fits together perfectly. I am wondering whether it's could be fixed. I'm not sure if you can do that with bronze. Or if I even should do it, because it's a nice story.
You could if you really, really wanted to, you could braze it. But I think it's all right just in a cabinet, super glued. I'm only joking. Did you know the famous story, by the way, of I think is it Tutankhamun, where I think some poor person, probably like someone on like some kind of like a test, 6-month test before they get taken on properly. They snapped his chin off, and they glued it back on with super glue.
Oh no!
Yeah, true story.
Oh dear.
I was looking actually because I know as good as IDMF finds is, by the way, as a group. And by the way, I was reminded it's 8 in the morning till 8 in the evening. So from those times, 8 in the morning till 8 in the evening, you post your find up. Doesn't matter if it's American, British, any European. The ladies and men will have a go at that and see what they can find out. I do have a proper video coming about my experiences with them, but we'll see how we go because we're at 8:18 now. Finds identified. In fact, let's put that there. Because your brooch, if you hold it up again. Nilo Fix Wiz, by the way, says, do you think Alexander will put us all up in his house on a group dig? I don't know. Yeah, so the brooch, Wisdom would say it would be with like a cross section, if you like it. If you imagine those Saxon brooches like that, but it's actually inverted and it's the other way round. So you've got so rather than that way round, it's likely to be tilted on its head, so to speak. I think that would be the case for that one. Guys in chat, if you can have a quick butchers at your own stuff and tell us what you think about that. Which leads me neatly on to the finds cabinet. I don't have a jingle for the finds cabinet, but we've got it's not a very high production show, this one. Switch to our normal view. Now, let's see. Now, it's over here. I tell you, you have to sort of bear with me a little bit here. What have we got? We'll start with our silver denarii. So that's sort of 3rd century. Don't worry if you can't see it. That's not intentional. You can see a good one in a minute. We'll start with our silver denarii. So we'll pop that into the finds cabinet. Turn it on. We've got a bronze one here as well, actually. So we'll have a look at the difference. Okay, right.
Oh, wow.
Switch mics. Really nice piece. Good definition. Sorry, my lighting's not as good as I could. Let's push it a little bit further over.
Lovely.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, sorry, I've been a bit quiet because it's a pencil and microphone problem. But look at that. It's a really, really nice piece. Thank you so much, Bobby Baker, who is actually in chat. So well done, Bobby, for dropping that round. Very nice piece here. Actually, if I've got a bronze one here as well, you can see at the bottom, you can see the PTN there. So this would normally denote its mint, just there.
Lovely condition for a bronze.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that. I need to add Alexander as a new Facebook friend, says Nilofix. Yeah, very good. Roy says, this is the guy who found the Viking stuff earlier on. He says, I'm waiting for an invite. For sure, I'll invite back for some days detecting in Norway. Yeah, well, I mean, so the Norwegians famously came and took all our stuff. Anyway, right. So we've got 16 entries in the draw for this book. So I think we should go ahead and do that so I can take the silly hat off. There we are. This is the Deus handbook. It is for the Deus 1, the Deus 2 one. Guys, you can watch my previous show with Andy Savage, who has he's done obviously most of the books and most of the detectors, but there's a good segment on the his thoughts on the Deus 2 as well there. So anyway, let's get that all drawn. So doodly-doo. Joe, do you want to do that thing again where you go 3, 2, 1? It seems to make a difference, doesn't it? Go on, go for it.
You know, I'll do it the other way. 1, 2, 3.
I've selected the winner. I don't know what happened.
Oh.
Ian Robertson. There we are. Well done, Ian. Oh, hang on. Well done, Ian. Well done. Come and get your prize. I'll mail it off to you. Well done, Ian. Thank you very much. And I think what we'll do, just straight away before we forget about it, is we'll just reset the draw. You can do your join thing again. I'm not going to make a habit of this. It's just I've got a couple of little bits to move on tonight. So why not? It seems like a good time to do so. We've also got people watching on YouTube as well. So we've got Clive Bean, Jimmy the Jock Detects, Ernie Holdings watching it from YouTube as well. So this is a new thing for us, guys. I'm not saying you guys have to join YouTube, but I would certainly recommend after the show. Don't do it now because you'll lose me. After the show, have a look at that as well. And the same with the links to things I've discussed tonight. Holzhammer Sagas, again, fantastic interview. If you guys enjoyed that, please do say. Yeah, I think it definitely deserves some hearts in chat for that one as well. Yeah. Anywho, let's get my bits back up again. Susan Motes is in the house. Paul Tung is as well. Denislav Stoyanov is here. Muzzy, hi Muzzy. Thank you for joining us tonight. I thought this would be an opportune moment. In fact, let's go to a big camera. 3 mice here. So we've, as you know, we've got Joe here as our co-host. I thought it's gone very well so far. We were wondering how yeah, we were both wondering about how this was going to play out. But it's worked out really well indeed. And we've got another special announcement. Some of you have already guessed it. And I'm not going to do a video the second, but in a few days' time, I'll be saying who our next host will be. Not the next one immediately following, but our US host. So we're going to have a UK co-host and a US co-host as well. And I think that'll be really great because then we can sort of mix things up a bit and it will fill in the educational blanks that I think I need some help in there. So thank you so much, Joe, for joining us there.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
It's okay. That's cool. On the next month's show, so we're now going to be doing the end of the month, guys. Next month's show, we'll be looking at the XP Metal Detector's new ST headphones range. Looks quite interesting. I'm going to roll a little advert for that. Have a look. Yeah, so new headphones. Interested. Look, as I said before, didn't want to rattle the Saber, but it does look very similar to the ones we've already got. But the internal electronics there, giving us stereo sound, is something I'm really interested in exploring further. So I'm sure the Deus 2 group will be covering that, and perhaps we can get a video coming onto here as well. So looking forward to that. You looking forward to that, Joe?
Definitely.
Tech, isn't it?
Any new stuff that comes out from XP, very interested in.
Have you got their HF coil?
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Amazing. In these iron-rich environments, it's really something else.
Yeah, we have a really busy part of our permission, and just the way it picks out the separation is incredible on that coil. In fact, my husband had a gorgeous hammered coin from a completely trashy area that previously, before the HF coil, we avoided because it was too much. But with the HF coil, we can pick out the good signals, and we're really impressed with it.
Yeah, I think it's a good bit of kit. Very situational. I did a video on it for, I don't know, 20 odd minutes, I think it was long. And that's with Michael Eakers, so the worldwide community manager for XP metal detectors. That's a really great interview. Oh, well, I would say that, of course. But it's good. I used it at Detectival in a hugely trashy area, and my good friend Nick was next to me as well. Come over from Australia. I felt awful actually, because we'd walked to the infamous Field 13, which is about 3/4 of an hour brisk pace from the campsite, and we got there, and it's just one of those things where I was focusing on what I felt was Roman, and then a lot of other people just were looking dead easy. Look at the map, look at the Victorian maps, site of church. Boom. That was the place to be, and a lot of hammered silver coins came out of that. So yeah, really exciting.
Great.
But but when we eventually got over there, luckily we had the HF coils as well, and Nick winkled out a lovely silver coin. Mine didn't quite come, but I'm sure there's always next time. Oh, while I remember it, Joe, you found an interesting bronze plaque thing, which hopefully that will give it away a little bit. Tell us more.
I did. I only found this on Wednesday, so I'm not 100% sure of the information that I've found out on it yet, but I'm not sure if you can see that. It says...
Pull it back a little bit, maybe. There we are.
There we go.
Just about.
I forget. Yes, that's it. Yes. Yorkshire 20, it says at the top, and it says 1893 underneath. So after a bit of research, I think Yorkshire 20 is the cricket team, and in 1893 they got in the final of a big, I know nothing about cricket, but got in the final of a big tournament.
Yeah.
And apparently these badges were only issued to the players.
Oh, right.
That's what Google and AI tells me anyway. And like I said, it's literally found 2 days ago. But yeah, it's a nice little find.
That's really impressive. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's good. In fact, I remember we were going to do the sword hanger as well. Actually, let's just quickly do it while we're over here. Only takes a second. I say that nothing I do takes a second. Sword hanger.
Ooh.
17th century. Well, I assume they are anyway. So this is something that we would have seen come over, to the Americas. It's a bit of a artifact. There's actually a bit missing, typically. It's probably why it's in the ground. That's a nice piece. Thank you so much, Bobby, again for sharing that. We've actually got some other bits as well, a couple of hammered silver coins, but we won't focus on that right now.
It's nice to still have the rings on that. Often,
yeah,
you know, they won't have the rings still attached, will they? So yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I want to find the sword bit, really.
Yeah. Greedy.
All right, okay. Let's wrap now because we're at 8:31, so we've got an important little bit to do, which is our competition. And this, as I said earlier on, this is for the from the Deus 2 group. So it's a chance to win a Dig t-shirt, Deus 2 group t-shirt, and a Deus 2 cap as well. Really wonderful prize, fantastic. And we're going to see who's won that. But first, I thought, actually, while we're here, just have a quick butchers at some of the things that have been found in that. Very cool. Let's get you back, Joe. I put it on and I was trying to be all clever at that, and unfortunately we were in the way. But I think because I saw Muzzy said, he goes, "Oh, all I found was a split in my core bumper," but I think I kept him in there.
I noticed that.
Yeah, anyway, so we're gonna we need some music for this one, don't we? Okay, everyone, make sure everyone can hear us. So Teresa says, "Good luck." Muzzy's like, "There it is." There's my core bumper. Look, if you win, sir, we'll have to think of something else because I can't be giving something away for that. Nigel Lawrence.
Ah.
Hey. So you won the cap and a t-shirt for the Deus 2 group. Awesome. Love it. Fantastic. Nice. Oh, that's that thing, by the way. The you know that Pilgrim's Ampulla that we were talking about at the very beginning? An hour ago. Well, wow. Look, look. It's it, isn't it? Look, let's have a look. If we go to minimize. I mean, talk about going down the rabbit hole, but you know, it's the same one.
Wow. They're amazing. I've never found a full one of those, just tiny parts of them, but that's one of my bucket list finds, that is.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Right, okay. That'll do us. Final little bit. Joe, you must stop me from giving stuff away, all right? Okay, so I've already got loads of stuff at the post office. It's got to go.
It is Christmas.
It is. I'm literally wearing the hat for the job. Right, selecting the winner. So, select our winner. Diaz Pedro. Actually, you showed me a photo. You said, "Oh," earlier on at the very beginning of the chat. He goes, "Oh, show me. please can you show everyone my find? And it came through, and rather than go, no, I can't do that. There it is. So there we are. Found with a legacy program. Nice little silver unit. It looks like a silver unit. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it must be. That's Bronze Age, isn't it?
Celtic,
so.
isn't that? Is it silver or is that gold? I'm not sure. It's hard to tell on the screen, but I can see the writing across the middle there.
It says Taz, doesn't it? Like Tasmania.
I don't know. It's like gold stated from where I'm sitting, but who knows?
Yeah. Anyway.
But nice.
Anyway, we've had fun today, right, guys? Well done for Deus for winning that. Guys, hearts in chat. Thank you so much for joining us today. I've really enjoyed it. I don't have any outro music or anything like that. We're not that high production value. But again, I wanted to say thank you. And by the way, we are going to do that special piece on ID My Find and a special piece on keeping and getting permissions. That's all to follow. We're at 8:30, so that's the rules. Guys, let us know if you enjoyed the show, and if you haven't done so already, please click follow. It does everything to promote the group. So thank you once again, everyone, and stay tuned for that announcement on our US co-host. Okay, right. End slide. Thanks for watching. Here we go. Say bye, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
Bye. Happy Christmas, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone.
I haven't got a jingle. Hang on.
Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Merry Christmas.
That's better.